Hi, friends. Recently, an inquirer was asking how we should live life to its fullest. This was prompted in particular by this person's concern about the many whom, on their deathbeds, felt deep regret for having lived up in their heads, through their minds, their thoughts, moods, judgments, and analysis of life, instead of actually being there, fully present in each moment with what is. Now, many sages have pointed to this critical error of living in the past and the future instead of being here now. Eckhart Tolle said, most people do not live in and experience what actually is directly happening. They live in what they think about what is happening. How many of us can recognize ourselves in that approach to life? Most humans are never fully present in the now, always believing, hoping that the next moment will be more fulfilling than this one. And some of these sages have written books or advocated certain practices to train yourself to be here now. But it's a fallacy, because there is no you, and there is no now. Now is a concept in time, and time is an illusion. It still infers that there's a real someone who can somehow expend their own effort to wrestle their futuring, pasting, thought-ridden mind into staying still, into stasis in this moment. But there is no time, no moment, and no one. Some of these practices might help create a temporary feeling of being more present, staying more with what is, instead of constantly planning and worrying about the future. And for a short time, an expanded sense of spaciousness and calm may appear to result. But it can only be temporary because it's still being performed by the illusory me. And the me ego's job is to survive the ego, maximize pleasure, and avoid pain. So inevitably it will return to measuring what's going to happen next and miss this moment. As long as the me is quite convinced it's a real separate entity, a someone, it will continue to delude itself that it has a certain measure of separate control and must exercise that illusory doership to ensure its future peace, future fulfillment, and even getting enlightened. So, our confusion is not that we live through our thoughts and emotions, mistaking that for real life. It's that we think there's a we, a separate me, separate from life or being, that is living that life. If we go looking for that me, that false center around which we think our life revolves, we cannot find it. And that's because there is no me. There's only life itself, one whole. And it is being lived by that one whole, not by an illusory me or we. That's why so many of the great sages like Ramana Maharshi have said, inquire, who am I? What am I? After you eliminate all that you are not, the body, the mind, thoughts, emotions, accomplishments, etc., you may expect to find some true I waiting at the bottom. But what you see is there's nothing there. There never was. Only life. What is. What appears to be happening. An apparent dream projection of the one. So you see, it's happening to no one. No cause, no purpose, no meaning. Those are all just fear-based judgments overlaid by the human mind. There's only life expressing itself. And since there is only this one whole, anything and everything that appears in it is exactly what is. So it must be perfect. How you may live, fully identified with your thoughts and emotions, is fine, perfect. It does not need changing or improving. How your neighbor lives, perhaps as an evil person hating and hurting others, is perfect. How a sage lives, as one who also has thoughts and emotions like anyone else, but knows they are not these, that there is no they, he or she, only the one, is also perfect. So the simple answer is, if you realize that life is being lived through you, not by you, you immediately drop all concern about how that life is being lived or how your future is turning out. Whether or not you are fulfilled or filled with regret. You dissolve into the flow of life. And with the illusory you gone, can only be what is, what's happening, now and now and now. No more illusory effort or struggle by a non-existent someone to force your mind into nowness, presence, and quietude. It's not you. There is no you. There's just this one life, expressing itself in all mysterious and unknown ways it does. So, of course, it's perfect. When you allow life to live itself in this way, no matter the circumstances or apparent fulfillment of your illusory life, even on your deathbed, there could be no regrets, because there was no separate you to have them. And since the one is all there is, with no cause, purpose, beginning, or end, there could also be no birth or death for a you. Dive into the river of life. Let go of your illusory known and control, and relish your ride into the ocean. We'll talk again soon. Thanks for joining me.